Happy Friday, folks. And in today's episode, we've got a massive league game against Bayern Munich and our chance of qualifying for the next stage, the round of 16 of the Champions League, depends heavily on our game today against Anderlecht. Right, welcome to the video, and I need your help because we've obviously been playing this new 4-4-2 diamond formation since the game against Wolfsburg because the 4-3-3 just stopped working really. And despite the fact the results have been really good, in the last episode we beat Wolfsburg 3-0 with a goal from Juan Rios, Aladdin Sahin, and I don't even know who scored this goal, Peter Kielinski. Then against Chelsea, we got a 1-1 draw in the Champions League group stage. We went behind for a Reece James penalty, but then Christian Spahu pulled it back to 1-1. The following game was the dullest and most boring 0-0 draw you could ever imagine. I think there's like two highlights in this entire game. One of them was in the first half with Juan Rios's own goal. And I think the second one was halfway through the second half. As you can see, we had 2 shots on target. They didn't have any. 52 possession to 48% possession in our favour. Our XG was 0.68, theirs was 0.12. It was just a terrible, boring 0-0 draw. And after the draw we'd had against Chelsea as well, I'm looking at that game thinking, I'm really not liking this 4-4-2 diamond formation. And I'm still kind of not, even though we've won 8 games in a row. And the next game was against Hertha Berlin. This is probably one of the best performances we've had this season. It was a crazy performance from us. 10 shots on target, an XG of 3.59, 71% possession, 91% pass completion. We went 1-0 up through Carnevale in the 12th minute. Juan Rios put us 2-0 up a minute later. Then a few minutes after that, Ziris put us 3-0 up. Then just before half-time, Ryan Shirky getting a goal to make it 4-0. Then in the second half, Juan Rios on 61 minutes and Erez Levi in the 91st minute, making it 6-0 and a very, very nice win. Then we went on and played Sevilla in the Champions League and a 2-1 win for us. We went 1-0 up right on the edge of half-time with Juan Rios with a Rafael Bode assist. They then pulled it back in the 61st minute before we went 2-1 up in the 77th minute thanks to Brian Espinosa from a Ray and Shirky assist. And again, looking at the stats, shots and XG wise, we were definitely the better team. We had 91% pass completion, just under them for possession, which is really bothering me as well, how this is a controlled possession tactic, but we're not having the majority of possession in most of the games. So anyway, we won that much needed win as well. We're in a position where we really need to win our final 3 Champions League games. We've won 2 of them. The third one is today. Then we played FC Köln and a 4-0 win in this game with Juan Rios being the highlight, getting 2 goals in this game with a Freitas penalty and a Carolot goal sandwiched in between them. Again, we were dominant. We were easily the better team. This time we did have more possession, 60%, pass completion up to 91% again as well. Always love it when we have our pass completion 90% and above. Then Hanover. Now, this was a bit of a strange game because I basically rested the vast majority of our first team. Philip Oberle in goal did play. And Aladdin Sahin, Erez Levi were up top. But other than that, it was basically a fully rotated side with Drago, Gaipo, Gashi coming in defence, Ott, Grinelli and Lavia being our midfield. Kamiri, the number 10 role, so to speak, even though he's number 8, like I say, with Levi and Aladdin Sahin up top. And it was Aladdin Sahin that got the goal with Brian Espinosa, who came on as a substitute assist. But again, we were a dominant team, 90% pass completion, 74% possession. We absolutely did dominate, but we just couldn't score a goal. And then Aladdin Sahin on 75 minutes did get that goal, and we managed to hang on for it in a 1-0 win against a team that are bottom of the league and I think have only won 1 game at that point this season. Then probably the craziest game I've ever had, or I've had in Football Manager 24 anyway. We beat Hanover 6-4 away from home. 10 goals in the game. Now, the crazy thing about this, we went 1-0 up through Aladdin Sahin, Carnevale with the assist. They then made it 1-1. We then went 2-1 up through Ricard Fontes with a Brian Espinosa assist. Just after half-time, we went 3-1 up with a one Rios goal, Brian Espinosa with another assist. Then Sparhu with the penalty made it 4-1 and Freitas made it 5-1. At this point, I sat here and I said to myself, okay, they'll come back and it'll end 5-5. They then made it 5-2 on 62 minutes. Then an own goal from Ziris on the 72nd minute made it 5-3. And at that point, I was just like, okay, I was joking when I said you're going to come back to 5-5. Please don't let it happen. Thankfully, Eris Levi did make it 6-3 on the 78th minute with an Aladdin Sahin assist. And then Morstead for them made it 6-4 in the 94th minute. It was crazy. Our pass completion was down again, 86%, 63% possession. So we are starting to dominate possession. Massive XG, 15 shots on target, 28 shots in total. But the fact that we let them have 7 shots on target out of 14 shots in total was quite a concern because, again, Hamburg are not that good. I mean, if we look at where they are, they're 12th in the Bundesliga. That's the bottom half of the Bundesliga. Then we played TSG Hoffenheim in the league and we won 4-0 in that game. Aladdin Sahin getting a couple of goals here. Nice to see him getting on the score sheet and starting to get goals in. Erez Levi and Carolot also getting on the score sheet for us again. Again, we were the better team, the more dominant team, better XG, more shots, all that. We just about had more possession. Passes completion was 89%, so below that 90 threshold that I like. Then we played Lorient in the Champions League. We won 1-0, but my word, did we make a meal out of this. Again, we were the better team, pass completion above 90% or 90% and above. We dominated possession slightly, 58%. XG of 1.59, 7 shots on target, 15 shots in total to their 1 shot on target. We should have won this by more than what we did. We really should have done. But this is where I'm not convinced by this tactic is it doesn't always seem like we've got it going forward. And I don't know. It's hard for me to say I'm not liking the tactic when we've just won 8 games on the spin. Then we played VfB Stuttgart in the Bundesliga, a 2-0 win in this game. Raphael Bode scoring for us and also an own goal from Fernandez. Again, we were the better team in pretty much every capacity. And in terms of the Bundesliga, we're in a position now where Bayern Munich have a game in hand on us, but we are 6 points ahead of them. If they win their game in hand, they go within 3 points of us. If they beat us today, with a win in that game in hand, they would be level on points with us, very close with goal difference as well. Although I do believe it's not goal difference that counts in this league. I think the league sorting rules, it is goal difference and then goals scored. Okay, so goal difference is the key. So we should still have more of a goal difference to just about be ahead of them. But it is very close between us. RB Leipzig are sort of hovering as well in that, even though they have lost 4 games, Leipzig, they've lost against us and Bayern, plus Wolfsburg and Eintracht Frankfurt. In terms of the other teams around, Bayer Leverkusen are in 4th. They're not challenging for the title. They're 21 points behind us. Freiburg, Schalke make up the rest of the European places with Frankfurt, Paderborn and Köln making up the top half of the table. Hanover have now won 2 games this season, Freiburg and Schalke. I mean, it's quite weird that the 2 games they've won are against the teams that are in 5th and 6th in the league. They've lost 13. They've got a minus 21 goal difference, only on 10 points. They are looking like they're pretty much done for already, and we're only at the halfway or just over the halfway stage. Juan Rios is a top goal scorer in the league with 15 goals. In terms of assists, we've got nobody on that. We tend to spread that out quite a bit. Espinosa's been getting quite a few assists recently. He is 2nd and Juan Rios 3rd in the average rating list. Player of the match awards is Brian Espinosa and Thiago Freitas, with Philip Obley a mile clear of the clean sheets. While we're here, let's have a look at the stats for corners to see how we're doing. We do like to be top of the charts for set pieces. Goals from corners, 14 goals from corners. 14 of their 61 goals have been from corners. RB Leipzig are our next closest competitor. Direct free kicks, we have 1. We are 3rd. And that one was actually quite recently. And from indirect free kicks, we are joint 7th with only 1 from an indirect free kick. That's probably somewhere we could potentially improve, actually. But the fact that from corners we're top of the tree, I love that a lot. Right, so we'll have a look at the Champions League table as well, just so you can see where we are with that. We are currently in 10th in the Champions League with 3 wins and 4 draws. The draws against Fiorentina and Espanyol are quite disappointing results, really. I mean, I don't know where they are in this league, Fiorentina and Espanyol, but Fiorentina are 20th. Oh, here they are, they're 30th. In terms of what we're going to do in this episode, we'll get into that game first before we then play that massive away game in the league against Bayern Munich. Let's get to the matchday centre. Okay, so a couple of things just to bring you up to speed on. Giacomo Carnevali is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. So if he picks up a yellow card here, he will miss the next European game, which will either be the first leg of the round of 16 or the first leg of the knockout playoff game for the round of 16 or whatever they call it. In terms of other team news, in terms of players that are unregistered, Kendi Noah is away on international duty. He is registered now, but he's away on international duty. Fontas is still unregistered. He could be going. We have offered him out to people. There are people interested in him. He's requested to be sold. We said we'll sell him for 71 million. And Romeo Lavia is under offer at the moment from Manchester City for £55 million. Basically, he's rarely started for us this season. We have a look at him. In all competitions, he's made 4 starts, 16 sub-appearances, 30 years old. We bought him for £68 million. Yeah, £68 million from Crystal Palace a season and a half ago. He's done a semi-decent job, or actually a pretty decent job to be fair. But we have other players in here like Grinelli can play in these positions. Noah Baumgartner, who's one of our homegrown players, can also do it. And yeah, we Carolot as well plays in these positions. So we've got options. We don't really need him. We haven't really been using him. So we're happy to sell him. And that way it means there's one less player that's unhappy in our squad as well. So yeah, let's get... Now also, Albin Lafont is out of contract at the end of this season. Leighton Butler, who we've sent out on loan to Walsall, so he gets regular first team football. He's had a couple of appearances already. He's kept a clean sheet. Lovely, lovely stuff. But as it says up here, he is way off first team level. So what I'm looking at is bringing in a homegrown nation player that can be a backup to Philippe Oberle. I think I may have found someone that is around 50 million, something like that. It's an expensive backup option, but there's not a great deal for homegrown nation backup goalkeepers available. So yeah, we could be bringing him in next season. Right, enough about next season. Let's concentrate on this season. We're sticking with this formation. Oberle in goal, Carnevali left back, Espinosa right back, Ziris and Kalinski in the centre of defence, Sparhu, Freitas and Bode in the midfield, Shirky behind the front two of Rios and Aladdin Sahin. What I've kind of had to do with this, I've been experimenting a little bit with different players in different positions, and Raphael Bode seems to be much more suited to the deep line playmaker role rather than the box-to-box midfielder role. We've not really got a box-to-box midfielder. Freitas is doing a decent job in there, but it's not his favoured position or anywhere near it. And same with Carolot, he can do it, but again, it's not one of his favoured positions. Romeo Lavia is the same. So yeah, we're kind of having to do amend with a box-to-box midfielder at the moment. I haven't changed the role, but it is something I have considered changing. Right, let's get into the game against Anderlecht. Must-win game. If we don't win, we won't qualify for the round of 16 automatically. There is a potential that we can qualify if we win the game, but that's not a guarantee either. So here we go. Massive Champions League night at our own ground in front of the yellow wall. We have a highlight. Shirky with a free kick and Bode's header goes over the bar. It remains 0-0. We're only into the 5th minute and we're now on to our second highlight. We win the header, but eventually Anderlecht get the ball back and they can bring it forward. They've been doing pretty decent in the Champions League this season. Let's not forget that. They get across into the box. Don't know what we were doing there. And, Oberle with the save. They very nearly went 1-0 up. I mean, obviously, if we lose, we're definitely going to be in the round of 16. We have, or the round of 16 knockout playoff thing, whatever that round's called. But I want to get through automatically. At the moment, we're in 12th. They have a corner kick and it's gone over the bar, thankfully. Oberle certainly keeping us in it so far. Well, Oberle saved it, but it's saying they've not had a shot on target. So I'm not sure what that's about. But don't trust Football Manager stats, ladies and gentlemen. They're not always correct. Carnevali now on the left-hand side. Can he get the ball into the box? He gets it to Freitas, who loses the ball. But then Ziris picks up the ball from their clearance to Sparhu, to Bode. He goes out wide to Espinosa on that right-hand side. But he goes back to Kalinski, to Ziris, to Sparhu, Bode, over the top for Rios. He looked offside, to be fair. He's missed it anyway, so it don't really matter whether he's offside or not. Yeah, Warren Rios is also a top goal scorer with 25 goals this season. They have a free kick, ball into the box. We clear our lines. Rios has the ball with acres of space in front of him. He's got Aladdin Sahin over to the right, but he's taking it wide. He should have made a pass. Here's Espinosa. Block shot. Bode. Oh, I think he's hit the crossbar. Well, it might have been a terrific save from the goalkeeper, actually, because he's gone out for a corner. Carnevale will take the corner. Over on the right-hand side. Doesn't clear the first man. Shirky, I don't know what sort of a pass from Shirky that was, but here's Espinosa now. So it's basically Espinosa and Carnevale give us this width down the left and right-hand side. We've had one shot. I mean, there's only been one shot on target, and that's from us. And the highlights have kind of dried up. 5 minutes until half-time. We're not really playing particularly well. Here's Carnevale with the free kick now from the right-hand side. Puts the ball into the box. Comes out for one Rios, who puts it back in against towards Spahu. Oh. Spahu is certainly capable of scoring from there. He is the man we aim for at corners as well. Right, that's half-time. I'm not happy with your performance. Let's go out there and put it right in the second half. Like I say, we need a win. Right, Bode's picked up the loose ball. Tziris to Kalinski. You can bring it away with Ray and Shirky. He goes out to Carnevale. That's a bit we missed, just that person further forward. We're having to go back. Rios to Freitas. Shirky, Ray and Shirky with his 9th goal of the season. We're 1-0 up against Anderlecht right at the start of this second half. And we are now in that automatic. Oh, we've got another. Raphael Bode. Oh, the referee's going to disallow it. Come on, ref. Give the goal. He's given it. What a man that referee is. We are 5th in the table. We are automatically through to the round of 16 as things stand at the moment. Oh, this is massive. It means there's 2 games less for us to play as well. Right, I think Carnevale may be the man to come off here. Renzo Drago can come on in his place. He's looking a bit tired. I think that's probably the only substitution I'm going to make for now. We'll give it another 5 minutes or so. Here's Shirky with the free kick to Drago. Oh, Tziris almost putting the ball in from a Kalinski assist. Anderlecht with the goal kick. We win the header. Ryan Shirky picks up the ball. Gives it to Espinosa on this right-hand side. Can he get the ball into the box? He can. Towards Rios. But their keeper, Valaba, comes out and claims the ball. Good command of his area. You know I love to see that when Oblé does that for us as well. Right, Anderlecht have the ball. 67th minute of the game. Can they find a way back in? That could be offside, but it doesn't matter. It's hit the... Well, it's actually a save from Oblé by the looks of it. It's gone out for a corner. Right, Drago for us on this left-hand side of a throw-in to one Rios. Tziris to Drago to Rios. Pulls it back. It's now with Freitas. Kalinski. Spahu. Bode. Nice ball for Espinosa. Can he get an assist? He can. Aladdin Sahin has scored the goal. I don't know if it's going to go down as an assist. It might have taken a deflection. But Aladdin Sahin with the goal. It's 3-0 to Dortmund. Espinosa has indeed got the assist. Right, let's look at taking place. So Freitas can come off and we'll bring Granelli on for him. I think we'll take one Rios off and bring Erez Levi on. And we might take Ryan Shirky off and bring on Noah Baumgartner for him. I'm trying to give him a little bit of game time lately, coming on as a substitute as a way of trying to justify my decision to sell Romeo Lavia. And we're entering the last 10 minutes of the game. 3-0 up. We should comfortably be through qualifying for that round of 16, providing other results don't go against us, of course. Oh, Oblé, a good save there. That was a very dangerous attack from a corner. They still have the ball as well. They get the ball into the box. It's a penalty. Oh, I want a clean sheet. I like clean sheets. I don't like dirty in my sheets. Penalty's been given. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Oberle save a penalty, so I'm not going to hold my hopes up. I don't know what he's trying to do at the moment. We'll assume it's mind games. Will the mind games work? No, they won't. At least he's gone the right way, though. That's a bonus, I suppose. We need to... I don't know if you can actually train goalkeepers to be better at penalties, but right, they have another opportunity. I'm going to start worrying if this goes in, because this is a very promising position. And it has gone in. Right, okay. I'm assuming we're not going to let this slip, because I will be livid if we do. I've changed to balanced mentality. Oh, there's another highlight. Why are you doing this to me? We were 3-0 up, absolutely cruising. Anderlecht in the mud. Bode does something. I don't know what he was attempting to do there. Renzo Drago's now out of position, but gets back well. Because someone just put in a tackle. Right, Drago wins the ball or gets the ball and gives it to Baumgartner, to Erez Levi. He goes back to Renzo Drago. He gives it back to Erez Levi again. Here's Granelli into the box. Granelli, and it's 4-2. Lovely goal from Granelli. Puts the points in the bags. I was starting to worry then when they got 86 and 88 minutes and another highlight in the 90th minute. I was sitting there thinking, don't you dare, Football Manager, because I know what the game's like. I know how cruel it can be. But we do pick up the 3 points, and that should be... I never actually looked at the table, but I'm assuming that is enough to put us through to the round of 16. Yes, it is. Very nice indeed. There are still other teams that have got to play, so it's not... I don't think it's actually guaranteed yet, because if Liverpool and Villa win, that will knock us down 2 more places. Barcelona win, they would go above us. And Bayern Munich... Oh, I hope Bayern Munich don't knock us out. I mean, it'll add a bit of spice to the game we've got coming up against them, wouldn't it? But let's have a look at what happens in that. I'll fill you in on that in part 2. Here we are then for the game against Bayern Munich away from home at the Allianz Arena. We do have 3 players that are 1 yellow card away from suspension: Christian Sparhu, Armin Ziris and Brian Espinoza. So they do need to be a bit careful in that respect. But basically with an unchanged starting 11 with Oberle in goal, Carnevale left back, Espinoza right back, Ziris and Kalinski in the centre of defence, Sparhu, Freitas and Bode as their midfield 3, with Shirky in behind the front 2 of Rios and Aladdin Sahin. In terms of the bench, we do bring Ricard Fontas back onto the bench in place of Simonovsky that has been left out. And yeah, let's get into it and let's see if we can pick up the 3 points against Bayern Munich. It would be huge, absolutely massive. Mikel Arteta, by the way, is the manager of Bayern Munich. I'm not sure if I told you that earlier in the season, but yeah, he's the manager of Bayern Munich. He's obviously doing a pretty good job. Jakubowski is actually on the bench. They're playing a 4-3-3 with Beckhus and Wirtz as a central midfield pairing. Beckhus obviously formerly one of our players. Florian Wirtz I had at my Barcelona rebuild, I think it was. And he's a very nice player in this game, I have to admit. As he is in real life, to be fair. But yeah, this is a huge game. I'm not convinced our formation has what it takes to get a result against Bayern Munich, but only time will tell. Shirky, Ryan Shirky, with, well, Juan Rios has got the final touch. If this gets disallowed, then Juan Rios is an idiot. It's been given, he's not an idiot. It's 1-0. We lead Bayern Munich. We drew with them 3-3, I think it was. Was it 3-3 earlier on in the season? I can't remember now. No, it's the first time we played this season. What am I talking about? I think I'm having flashbacks to last season where we did draw 3-3 with them at the Allianz Arena. We went 1-0 up. They went 3-1 up. And then we come back to 3-3. How I've remembered all of that, I do not know. But here's Freitas anyway. Gives it to Espinoza, a star attacking fullback. Oh, and it's 2-0. Aladdin Sahin. But the referee's going to review it. Of course he is. They always do. Please don't disallow this, ref. Please let it be 2-0. It's 2-0. Oh, my word. What a start to the game. Juan Rios and Aladdin Sahin, both of our strikers, getting on the score sheet in the first 24 minutes of the game. This is a massive, massive performance so far. This would really put us in the commanding position of the league Carnevale with a ball into the box. It's come out. One Rios picks it up, but not literally. Oh, I thought it was going to be a penalty. I was waiting for the referee to point to the spot. Ref, you've let me down. Musiala to Alphonso Davies, gets it back to Musiala. Here come Bayern Munich on the attack. This could be dangerous. We don't want to get them or let them get back into the game before half time. Oh, and it's gone over the bar. I think it was a save from Oblake. It's gone out for a corner. Come on, boys. Let's hold on to this lead at least until half time. Beckhuse will take the corner. Puts the ball into the box. We clear our lines. Bode picks up the loose ball and can run away with it from goal. Down this left-hand side of the pitch. He goes back to Ziris. And the highlight has thankfully ended. 2 minutes of time to be added on. But that is it for the first half. And we are not only 2-0 up, but we are deservedly 2-0 up as well. We have been the better team in that half. Do I say you're capable of even better? I think that's what I'm going to say. I mean, they've not really reacted to it. I mean, Thiago Freitas was pleased and Carnevale was pleased. The rest of them have just sat there and gone, okay. Right, second half, let's get on with it. Currently, we are 9 points ahead of Bayern Munich. They have a free kick in a very dangerous position. This is a kind of area where a direct free kick could go in. Florian Wirtz is over it. Oh, he's at the frame of the goal. He did come very close, but we live to fight another day. We have a corner now. Carnevale puts the ball in towards the back post and it's headed over the bar. It remains 2-0. I mean, I'd be happy to not see another highlight for the rest of the half. I'd be absolutely delighted if we didn't see another highlight. I'm very scared to make any substitutions at the moment, but I think I am going to take Freitas off and bring Granelli on. Who are the players that won a yellow card? I know Carnevale was one of them and Spahu was the other. Was it one of these? Or was it Klinsky? I'm not really sure. But Freitas can come off anyway for Granelli. And maybe Ryan Shirky can come off for Ricard Fontas as well. And we're into the 70th minute now. Still 2-0 up. If we can hold on to this lead, it would be massive. Carnevale is not having the greatest of games. And because he is a yellow card away from a suspension, I think I'm going to bring Renzo Drago on. That's one of our weaknesses. We don't really have suitable cover for Carnevale. If Espinosa comes out, Kalinski can go in there and be more than able deputies, like 4-star role ability for it. I think Kalinski... I can't. I'm not going to take off two defenders at the same time. But do you know what? I think I'm just going to leave it at that for the time being. We can't afford to weaken ourselves too much against Bayern Munich, even with just 15 minutes to go, because they have the ability to just turn the game on its head. Right, we are going to make some changes now, though. So Bode can come off for Baumgartner. And I think I'm going to take Kalinski off for Gaipo. That is the final two substitutions. Oh, this would be a massive win if we can hold on. I mean, we're not getting any highlights, which I'm quite pleased about, to be honest. Oh, there you go. We've got an injury. Aladdin Sahin. I can't make any changes. We're down to 10 men for the final couple of minutes. Right, and here come Bayern Munich. 14 seconds left on the clock. Jakubowski is back on the field, or he's on the field. He's obviously come on as a substitute. Espinosa intercepts, goes back to Oberle. He gives it back to Espinosa. That was a nice little pass from Oberle. I love Oberle as our goalkeeper, by the way. Espinosa just passing the ball to the opposition. I don't know what he thinks he was doing there. Ziris intercepts again. I mean, this looks like a bit of a meaningless highlight at the moment, but Jakubowski puts the ball towards, I think it's Van Persie. Here's Rodrigo. Oh, he's hit the frame of the goal, but it's gone back to Oberle. I don't know how that didn't go in, to be quite honest. They've hit the woodwork on a couple of occasions. But the final whistle has gone, and we have beaten Bayern Munich 2-0. I am starting to think this tactic might be a very, very good one. And at the end of the day, if we have this tactic and the 4-3-3 that we can alternate between, keep the AI managers guessing, then lovely, lovely stuff. So we win today, which was kind of neat as well with Leipzig winning, because they are a little, just, you know, they're hanging them in the background. But we're 10 points ahead of them. We're 9 points ahead of Bayern. They do have a game in hand. But if we assume they're going to win their game in hand, because they probably will, that means we're effectively 6 points ahead of Bayern Munich with 14 games to play. We are in a very good position in the Bundesliga, folks. And Sahin's injury, he's out for 3 months. Oh, he's out for 3 months. A damaged spine. Oh, my word. So, in terms of that, Erez Levi is going to be coming straight back into the team again. Oh. I'm kind of thinking I don't want to sell Ricard Fontas now, because if we get an offer for him, we might need to reject it in order to keep him here. Either that or we have a bit of faith in Simonovsky, who we want to try and keep around for a little bit. He's in the last year of his contract, actually. Oh, he's actually joining West Ham, sorry. So he is going. So there's no point having faith in him. He's joining West Ham at the end of the season on a free transfer. Ziris, is suspended for our next game. So I think we'll give Gashi the opportunity in there. I'm basically setting this up for the next fixture. So that doesn't really concern you guys until the next episode. Right, we carry on our winning ways. It's now 10 wins in a row in all competitions. We're through to the round of 16 of the Champions League, 9 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga. It is all going very, very nicely. We'll come back, I think, here for the round of 16 second leg game against Unknown FC, and then the league game against Union Berlin. Basically doing Union Berlin because we've already done Paderborn. So we'll do Union Berlin and the Champions League game. And that will be in Sunday's episode. Don't forget, we're uploading on Sundays now. 2 p.m. the video will be out on Sunday. I'll see you then for that. Thank you very much for watching this. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. And I'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.